Good morning. Good morning, Miss Hoy. How are you? Good morning, Tay. Thank you guys so much for connecting this morning. Miss Sheena, so good to see you. Good morning to you. Thanks for connecting. We're going to give a few more people time to log on. Good morning, Drika. Thanks for connecting this morning. I pray you guys have had a great weekend. And that you had a good week on last week. Good morning, Pastor Linda Lewis. Good morning, Tay. Cam, what's happening, my man? Thank you guys so much for connecting this morning. Again, to those of you who are just connecting with us, thank you so much for connecting. We'll be getting started here in just a couple moments. Give a few more people time to connect. We got a lot of exciting stuff coming up this week. You guys braced yourself yet? I hope so. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And those who come in, they can catch what they missed on the replay. Um, so, yeah, we have a lot of exciting stuff coming up this week. First of all, I want to give my condolences to all of those who are mourning the loss of TikTok. I hope that you guys are doing well. And I will say this: weeping endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Yeah, so we got that going on. We have the inauguration. It's a lot of interesting things surrounding the inauguration. Tomorrow, it was moved from the outdoors event that was planned. Good morning, Anita. It was moved from that outdoor venue that they had, and it was moved to another venue, which was indoors. And on late yesterday evening, that event space was also canceled and moved to a unnamed location for a private swearing in. President-elect was flown in on Air Force One, which is the first time it's ever happened in the history of our country, I believe. He was flown in on yesterday. So I'm not sure what's around that. I'm assuming that they have some type of intelligence that they are cautiously adhering to. But there were, I think, over 200,000 tickets sold for the inauguration. There was a lot of events around it. As you guys know, a lot of those events have been canceled. So I'm not sure what's going on. I just want you guys to be careful and to be prayerful on tomorrow. Brace yourselves for whatever, but more than anything, be prayerful. We want everyone to be protected because at the end of the day, we all belong to God, and we want to pray for one another. In addition to that, there was some threats of severe weather that was supposed to be moving through the southern region of our country in the next couple days. Not sure what that's at right now. I've been looking, and it doesn't look like it's going to do what they said it was going to do. But then again, it may do more than that. You know how the weather goes. So this morning, we're going to get ready to hop into this text, and I promise you, this is going to be inspiring for you. I'm going to read a few passages of scripture from the Gospel according to St. Luke. This is St. Luke chapter 6. I'll start reading at verse number 1. We'll read down to about verse number 5, I believe, and that should give us enough context. The scripture says in verse number 1, Luke chapter 6, and it came to pass that on the second Sabbath after the first, that he went through the cornfield, and his disciples plucked the ears of corn, and did eat, rubbing them in their hands. And certain of the Pharisees said unto them, Why do you do that which is not lawful to do on the Sabbath days? And Jesus answering them said, Have you not read so much as this, what David did when himself was hungered, and they which were with him? He went into the house of God, and did take and eat the showbread, and gave also to them that were with him, which is not lawful to eat but for the priest alone. And he said to them, The Son of Man is the Lord also of the Sabbath. I want to explain what was going on because this is an interesting piece, and I believe that we are at this same place in time, somewhat a more modern experience of it anyway. So this was the second Sabbath in the Feast of Weeks, which is what you guys would probably better know as Pentecost. Pentecost was a feast, right? And so they're in this feast at this time. And so here, Jesus and his disciples, they're walking through the cornfield. They were hungry, plucked some corn, and it was right before the corn was all the way ripe. And they rubbed it in their hands and ate it. And so a Pharisee seen him, and he like questioned the audacity. And so what Jesus did was he reminded the Pharisee of the fact that David and his men went into the temple or the house of God and took showbread off of the altar and ate it. Now, the showbread was supposed to be placed there, excuse me, was supposed to be placed there daily, and it was placed there for the disciples, for the priests only. It was only for the priests. No one else could eat this. And so this is a law and a tradition that have been carried on for many decades. And here comes Christ with his disciples, and they are breaking this law, this traditional law. And so Christ reminded them of the fact that David did it, and he gave it to his men. And then he also said to them, I am the Lord of the Sabbath also. I want you to pay attention because this is going to be something that is incredible. So we know the Sabbath is a day set aside to observe God and all that he created. And it's just a devotion to him and a reverence towards who he is and all of his majesty and holiness and power. And so there were certain laws that they had in place that they observed, as I'm sure all of you know. But on this particular day, here comes Christ and his disciples walking through the field. They see some corn, they're hungry, they pluck the corn, they start eating, and here comes the Pharisees to question that authority. And Jesus says what I just previously stated, but in essence, let's take a deeper look at this. Because the Pharisee says, why do you do that which is unlawful to do on the Sabbath? And so Christ's response to him was that what you're talking about is a law that I'm coming to break up. I'm coming to break this law. I know that it's a law. I know there's been a law, but it's man-made. You set that in place. And furthermore, I'm not the first person to do it. David also did it. And when David did it, he gave to the men that were with him when they were hungry. And so now watch this. What is being said here in essence, and I want you to grab this, and if you grab this, I promise you, it's going to have a ripple effect in your life. Christ and his disciples were in a situation where they were about to break all the rules because they were hungry. They were about to get ready to break the rules because they were hungry, right? Rules that were set in place by man, traditions that have been kept, and the usual order of things. Their appetite gave them the confidence to break that rule. Now, what does it mean here today? I believe that we're in a moment in time where those of us who really have an appetite for something, we will not have to walk past these opportunities that are there. You're going to be able to eat from places that was once forbidden, but you won't have the courage to eat from those places that you were once forbidden, except you have an appetite for it. And you're going to be able to overcome the restrictions of certain laws that have been set in your life. Now, watch this. When I say certain laws that have been set in your life, I'm not necessarily talking about the laws that govern the region that you live in. I'm talking about restrictions that you've set on yourself. Like, I got to go to work and get a job, and if I don't get my full 40 hours, I'm gonna lack in this area, so I gotta go whether I'm sick or whatever. I'm saying that we're at a place now where you're gonna break those laws, and you're gonna realize I can eat from places that I was once forbidden. I'm not bound to only being able to eat from my job, my income. I'm not bound to that. And any other rule or law that you set up, like I can't do this because That's just something that we've never done in our family. You're going to be able to say, no, I'm breaking that because I have an appetite for more than what we've ever experienced or always experienced in our family. So you'll begin to tap into things that are beyond what has been permitted prior. Did you catch that? You're going to be able to tap into things that have never been permitted for you in prior times because now you have an appetite to partake of some things that you've never been able to partake of. I promise you, you will begin to see people tap into things and eat from tables that they were once forbidden to eat from, you know? And so it's all about having the courage. And I love the part when Christ comes back and he says to the Pharisees, he says, the Son of Man is the Lord of the Sabbath. In other words, he's saying, I mastered this observance. I've mastered it. So it's nothing wrong with me doing it. I don't just observe him on the Sabbath. My devotion to him is not just during the Feast of Weeks or the first Sunday or the second Sunday of the 7-week Feast of Pentecost. That's not where my observance is. I'm not limited to that. So I'm not bound by those rules. I'm not bound by those laws. Those of you who have consistently and faithfully and fervently continued to strive to be who God called you to be and to observe who God actually has always been to you, those of you who have made that decision and have been faithful in that over the years, even through your struggling, even through your messing up, even through your falling down and getting back up, those of you who've done that, you will have the courage to know, like, hey, look, God is going to be with me. And God is now giving me the courage and also the access. Some of y'all about to get audacity in areas of your life that you never had audacity in. Some of you have never had the audacity to venture out to tap into certain things in your life just because of the way that you were brought up, the way that you were taught, the way that you've seen it done. You are now about to be able to tap into some things because your courage has been stirred up, and there's not going to be anything that's going to be able to stop you from eating when you're hungry. When I'm talking about eating when you're hungry, I'm not talking about your physical appetite. I'm talking about when you have a passion, a deep passion and desire for certain things that was forbidden or out of reach for you. Now you'll have the courage to tap into that. And this is the best time ever with everything coming. And tomorrow, a new administration coming in. There's going to be all types of different changes that will come to our nation. And so are you going to be bound to eat according to the way that our governmental structures and laws have allowed you in times past? Or will you be able to have the courage, take the courage and have the audacity to say, I'm not going to go through this struggle like everybody else. I'm not doing it. Y'all can struggle if y'all want to. If this is supposed to be a tumultuous 4 years, it can be for you, but not for me. I'm going to eat, my house going to eat, my kids going to eat, my friends going to eat. We going to have a good time. We going to be full. We going to be full. If it's there, if it's on the table, it's on the table for the taking, and I'll take it. But that's going to take appetite. That's going to take hunger. That's going to take audacity. It's going to take some things that you probably are not accustomed to tapping into because of the way that you've been taught. The way that you've been taught is if the disciples had maintained just the way that they were taught coming up, they would have said, well, the corn's not all the way ready yet. Right? It's not all the way right. So we're going to leave it alone. But they was like, no, I'm hungry and it's here. I'll take it. I'll take it before it's ready. And some of you guys, you need to get that mentality before things and people in your life are ready for you to partake of stuff. You need to go ahead and partake it. It may not be ready for you, but if you're ready for it, take it. Did you hear what I just said? I was about to get a sip of coffee, but I want you, if you're ready for it, even if it's not ready for you, take it. Because everything's not going to be ready for you. Everything's not going to be ready for you. You have to be ready. Once you make a decision and once you have prepared yourself and you're ready for certain opportunities, take those opportunities. It doesn't matter, because if you're waiting for some things to be ready for you, some things will never be ready for you. If we was in church, I would have said, touch your neighbor and tell them I'm a lot. Some things will never be ready for you. But if you're ready for it, take it. Take it. These disciples, they were ready to eat then. They were ready to eat then. Away with the days when you would go all day on the 4th of July and not eat breakfast or lunch because you're saving your appetite for dinner when the barbecue is ready. No, you ain't saving your appetite. When you're hungry, eat. If you're really hungry, eat. If you're really ready for it and it's there, take it. Whatever the opportunity is, whatever the thing is, whatever the desire is, if it's there, take it. Have the audacity, have the confidence and the courage to do things that you were never allowed to do, because this is a season where God is allowing you access to things that you were not allowed access to in prior times because of certain rules and certain principles and certain laws of society and laws of the family. And because we are the Williams, we don't do that. And because we're the Johnsons, we do it this way. Forget all of that. Forget all of that. You have to say, I am who I am, and who I am right now is personally ready to experience this. I'm ready to have this in my life. I'm tired of not being able to access certain things, yet I read a Bible and serve a God who is able to exceed abundantly anything that I could ask or take. But I won't ask for nothing and I won't take nothing. Or I won't, I will not, I will not receive the things that I think of. Some of you have incredible ideas and thoughts about certain things, but you won't even receive the manifestation of it just because your thoughts seem so far-fetched to you. And there's nothing in your past, there are no past references or anything that you have that could verify why you should be able to access it. You don't need that. As long as you have the audacity, as long as you have the appetite, I don't care whether you're in your Sabbath moment. I don't care where you are in life. You could be in the middle of one of the most interpersonal struggles that you've ever had. But if you have an appetite for something, don't let your struggle stop you from eating. See, and that's the problem. That's the problem here. Because we believe that when we have certain struggles and challenges in certain areas of our life, that we cannot still prosper and be effective in other areas. All right? Kill that thought. Break that law. You don't have to wait for everything to line up before you can access what God is saying. Hey, look, if it's yours, you can have it. Or if that's what you desire, it's there for the taking. It's there for the taking. God will not. Now, let me ask you this question, and I want you to really ponder what I'm saying. I want you to ponder what I'm saying. I want to get a sip of coffee first. Because today I'm talking to you. I ain't talking to nobody else on this stream but you. How many things is it that you have desired, and how long have you desired those things? Some things are just consistent, like you've always wanted to do this, or you've always wanted to do that, or you've always had a dream about this. Some of them reoccurring dreams, and you always have this same idea. You always, it always, why do you think that thing is consistent in your mind and in your heart and in your spirit? It's it's consistently there because it's yours for the taking. All you have to do is receive it. Have the courage. Get it. If you want to be, listen to me, if you want to be, Rashonda, a multi-million-dollar producer, then go out there and get it. It's yours for the take. It's on the table. It is on the table. It's on the table. Go get it. You ever been feeling like you wanted to do that all this time, all these years, for no reason? That feeling is valid. And regardless of whether or not the market is ready for you, if you're ready for the market, go out there and own it. Jesus says that I'm also the Lord of the Sabbath. I'm mastering this moment. I have mastered what it is that y'all struggling to observe and what it is y'all struggling to keep. I've mastered. I'm the Lord of it. I rule over it. And you need to start ruling or ruling over some things in your life. The things that you've mastered, prosper in those things. The things that you know you have mastered. Now watch this. And when I say master, I'm not necessarily talking about perfection. I'm not talking about the things that you're perfect at or perfect in. I'm talking about the things that you have consistently faced every time it came before you, and you rose to the occasion every time a challenge was placed before you concerning that thing. In those areas that you've mastered, make sure that you take what it is that you've showed up to that place for. Some of us, when it comes to us being able to have certain relationships, healthy relationships, and you always find a way to forgive and to overcome and to reconcile and all that, you need to stop only being willing to reconcile in a relationship or forgive in a relationship. You need to start mastering that relationship and manifesting that relationship to the degree that you really desire in your heart. It's not about you waiting for it to be ready for it. If you're ready for it, go after it. Again, take it. These disciples, when they were hungry, they ate. And so my question to you, my two questions. Number one, are you hungry? Number two, so what are you going to do? If you're hungry, eat. If you're hungry, eat. If it's there before you, take it. The scripture says we have not because we do what? We ask not. That's the reason why you don't have it. You're not asking for it. You're not saying, hey, look, can I take this? When y'all go to when y'all go to a cookout at your friend's house, you ask for it on your way out. Hey, look, I'm gonna take me a plate with me. It's okay if I take a plate. And then fix 3. We'll do the same thing in your life. The things that are before you, the opportunities that are before you. Say, hey, God, look, this opportunity have just been hovering over my life for some time. I'm always connecting with someone in this field or in this profession or in this area of my life. And I want to know, can I have that? And I promise you, the Lord will give you access to it and you take it at that time. Jesus said that when David went into the temple and took the showbread, he said he took some for him and the men that were with him. You need to go in there and take enough for you and your kids. Take enough for you and your spouse. Take enough for you and your circle. And give them their portion. And those who don't want to touch it, that's on them. But here is where we are. And I'm telling you, you are going to be so shocked that over these next few years, there are going to be some people that's going to go and take what has been forbidden in prior times in life, and they are going to partake of it, and they're going to have it, and they're going to eat from it, and they're going to be satisfied, and they're not going to care what anyone else thinks about the fact that they took something from a place that was forbidden. Some of y'all believe that you can't prosper from certain places. because you don't have the degree or you don't have the skill set or your resume doesn't reflect your right to that opportunity. Away with those thoughts, man. You got to kill that stuff because it's only kept you stagnant. It's only kept you where you are right now. It has not allowed you to tap into the things that are actually right there before you, the things that you have access to. Is it lawful for you to make the income of a doctor with the education that you have? No, it's not lawful because the doctor's supposed to make more money than you because he has the education. It's not lawful to do that. But will you do it though? If you can do it, will you? Or will you say, well, no, I'm not going to take that much because I don't have the education. Come on. I'm not looking for all that. I'm gonna have to pass on that because, you know, I didn't educate myself. I didn't study for this. I didn't practice this. That's not my practice. That's not my area. They were not in their area. The disciples, they were not in their area. But they seen something that they wanted and that they had a desire for. And so they did not hesitate. And I'm saying, don't allow these opportunities that are immediately before us, don't allow them to pass because it's not in your area. Start educating yourself outside of your area. Start journeying outside of your area. You'll be surprised at how much interest and access you'll have to things that are not in your area. If the things that were in your area, if they were enough, you will be where you desire to be already. You'll have the things that you desire to have already. So what it is that you're desiring, 9 times out of 10, it's not in your area. Sometimes you got to leave your area. So I encourage everybody to move away from home, at least for some season in your life. Leave your area and go and see that the world is bigger than your area. Connect with people that are not from your area because all the people in your area, they think like you, they perceive like you, they function like you, they speak like you. But if you connect with people that are in a different area, you'll be surprised at what you'll learn. You'll be surprised at what you can access. You'll be surprised at what you can tap into when you leave your area. The statistics have proven that people who move away from their hometown are much more successful than those who stay right there their entire lives. Go to another area and see things that you thought was out of your reach. Sometimes if you go to another area, you'll see that I can do some things. I can have this. I can have that. But the area that you were in, you didn't have the vision for it in that area. And so the things that you desired, because you couldn't see it around you, you thought that it was impossible. But whenever you get to another area, you start looking like, oh, everybody's doing this. It's not that hard. You just wanted to rent a nice apartment. You move to another area and you see, I can build me a house from the ground up. Come on. You thought that in your area, you thought that you need your family and friends to support your business in order for your business to be successful. Again, statistically proven through studies, most businesses are not built by your family and friends. It's going to be built by people that don't even know you. They're going to support it. But you got to be willing to get out of your area and have enough courage and, again, enough audacity to take whatever it is that you're ready for at that time. Do you think that Your money is ready for you to withdraw it out of the your account every time you do. Do you think that your bank account is ready for every debit that you make? Some of y'all been on Amazon already this morning because that's your thing. That's what you do. Your bank account is not always ready for every debit. But whether or not your bank account is ready, when you're ready, you can do it. As long as you got that PIN number, and as long as you have mastered, as Jesus said, I'm the Lord of the Sabbath, as long as you have mastered your budget, you're able to do what you desire to do when you desire to do it, whether or not the thing that you're doing is ready to be done. Stop waiting for things to be ready to be done before you do it, because by the time it's ready to be done, anybody could do it. But there are some things that nobody will be able to do because everybody's not ready to do it, but you are, and you're afraid to go first. You're afraid to go first. I imagine that the men that were with David when he walked into the temple and took the showbread, I imagine they were looking like, oh my God, this guy is bold, because they all knew the law. But after he took it and he started eating himself and he gave it to them, they began to eat too. You don't know who's going to eat after you. You don't know who is waiting for you to take the first bite. Who is waiting to see you do it? That's going to trigger their courage. Your children need to see you do it so that they could say, you know what? I'm doing it. My parents did it. I seen my mom do it. I seen my dad do it. I seen my sisters do it. I'm going to do it. And they'll be able to partake of it because it has an effect and an impact on more than just you. And so the importance of you having the courage to take what it is that you're ready for is important not only to you, but to those who are closest to you. We need you to do it. I need some of y'all to call and tell me, like, Doc, the funds have cleared. I got $5 million realized in my bank account right now. I need y'all to call and tell me that so I can go and get mine. I need for you guys to start realizing some things. Go and access your peace of mind. Everybody in your family is a worrier. All the women in your family worry. If you're ready for peace, take it. Take your peace. If you're tired of certain struggles and the opportunity to overcome the struggle is there, take that opportunity. If you're ready for it, take it. There's no reason not to. And you're only cutting yourself short. And it's unfair to the people who look to you. It's unfair to the people who only need to see you do it. And sometimes I don't care. When you say every man for himself, God for us all, I don't care nothing about that. Even Elijah told Elisha, if you see me when I go up, you can have what you just asked for. The scripture said when the chariot of fire came and took Elijah up into the heavens, that his mantle fell down. And the scripture says that Elisha went and took it. He was ready for it. He asked for it. And so whenever he seen Elijah do what Elijah said he was going to do, when he seen him do it, he said, I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. I'm going to take this mantle. And he did everything that he desired to do. So sometimes people need to see you do it. Sometimes you need to see someone else do it. If you ain't seeing anyone do it, if you that person is not in your social circle, you need to connect with someone that's doing it. Because if you see something that do it, it's vision fusion. You will be infused by the visualizations. You will be infused with the passion and the desire and the audacity and the confidence to do it. You need to see people doing it. Yes. Listen, we're just about out of time. I pray that you guys caught this principle today. If you don't remember anything else I said, just remember that if you're ready for it, even if it's not ready for you, take it. It's gonna be all right if you're ready for it. Make sure that you're ready for it. Make sure that you're prepared for it. But once you know that you're prepared for it, then you got to do. If you prepare for your rich already, go ahead, take it. No need to wait anymore. Take it. The opportunities are before us. It's just sitting there. Just like that corn. It was just sitting there. Why would you pass by it and you want it? There are certain opportunities that you got to stop passing by because you already want them. They're there. Why do you keep passing by them? Have the courage. Don't continue to keep these laws or these rules that have been set in silence by your traditions and the traditions of other people, and they don't even know why they did it. And here you are doing it, and you don't know why you do it or failed to do it. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. As we continue to walk through this year, do not be afraid. Do not allow fear to cause you to hold back and to pass on opportunities that your faith have brought you to. Look, I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your day. And if you guys if y'all really rock with me, you will pick this up and you will be able to really see how effective you'll be able to be in other areas of your life. If you just really picking up what I'm putting down, you will be able to see, like, hey, look, Doc gave us some when he gave us this one. I promise you. I promise you. Because I'm taking everything that I'm ready for, and I'm ready for a lot more than what I've taken in previous times. But in this great year of 2025, I'm taking it. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm taking it. I'm taking it. And I'm telling you guys, let's do this, man. Look, you guys go enjoy the rest of your day. I will see you guys on next Sunday morning, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you need me before then, hit me up. I'll get back with you at my earliest convenience. But before you continue your day, please stop and go and make a donation. Ask yourself, when was the last time I donated? What was the last donation I made? And if you're being blessed by this and you're being encouraged by this, please do go and make a donation before you continue throughout your day. If you need to know how to make your donations, you can reach out to myself or whomever shared this link with you, and they'll give you the information that you need to make your donations. Apple Pay, Zelle, Cash App, PayPal, whatever. They'll give you that information, and you'll be able to do that. But by all means, please do go and make a donation. I love you guys. I will see you guys on next Sunday morning, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. And until then, Godspeed and blessings to you. With faith, me, I go own it. Nothing shall get home it. Speak life, it is a new day. All things in my past, yeah. Welcome to the new year. Me step out in faith and no fear. Blessings go find me, yeah. Oh, yeah. I miss if ever gonna find me here. Oh, yeah. Money gonna find me here. Oh, yeah. I miss the blessings gonna find me here. Oh, na. Me claim it. All of my blessings, me name it. With faith, me, I go own it. Nothing shall get home it. Speak life, it is a new day. All things in my past, yeah. Welcome to
I know fair blessings go find me, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss if ever gonna find me here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Money gonna find me here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss the blessings gonna find me here. Oh na 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 na. Let me claim it. All of my blessings, my name it. With faith, me I go own it. Nothing shall get home it. Speak life, it is a new day. All things in my past, yeah. Welcome to the new year. Me step out in faith and no fair. Blessings go find me, yeah.